Well, hi there. Thanks for watching. This is Jonna with Purple Girl Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how to make diamond shaped cards. Now I have two variations here. This one, the first one is a tan color, and then of course Minnie Mouse. So let's get started. There are a lot of pieces to this card, so instead of reading them all off and trying to cut them with you, I decided to go ahead and lay them out. This way it'll be easier when you want to make the card. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do some scoring. We're going to take the 12 by 4 inch piece of paper and we're going to score this at 2 inches, 4 inches, 8 inches, and 10 inches. And this is what you should have, just your 4 score lines. Now we're also going to put a mark at the 6-inch mark on both sides on the 12-inch side. And this is just so we have our center point of our card. So now we are going to do some diagonal scoring. So I'm going to line this up on my scoreboard, and again I'm going to go from the center point of the 6-inch and down to either the 2-inch or the 8-inch score. They're both 2 inches from the end, so it doesn't matter which one, but you're going to crisscross and do 4 score lines diagonally. Okay, and then turn your card, and you want to make sure these are dead center as you score them. Again, from the center point down to that 2-inch. And so now you should have your crisscross. This is the shape you should have. So now we're going to do some folding, but first I'm going to erase the pencil mark. Okay, so first I'm going to fold in, and let's fold in the ends first. So I'm just going to fold them. Let's actually move this scoreboard, we don't need it. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it in, make sure it's lined up, and then go ahead and crease it. And then I'm going to fold on the center one. I'm going to fold it the opposite direction. So I'm actually going to do a mountain. First one was a valley fold. And then I'm going to turn it. I'll do again. I'm going to fold the end in, and that's going to be a valley fold. And then one last mountain fold. And again, just make sure your edges are even because it just makes it so much easier. Okay, and then once you fold it in, this is what we should have. Like I said, it's a smaller card, but it's pretty fun. So now we're going to do the diagonal folds, and you want to fold these inward. And you can fold them both ways, so just fold them and then turn it over and fold it again just to get the crease line. And then as this folds in, it'll start to collapse on itself, and this is what you should have. And now we're going to do the other side. And again, we're just going to fold it and then fold it in. I turned it, and I'm just going to fold it again. And then it'll fold in, like I said before. Sometimes they do fight with you. There you go. And then this is the shape that we have. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crease this all the way around once again, just to make sure that it stays folded and that the creases are really in there. And once you crease these, the shape holds really well and it will stand. So now we're going to start with our layers. Okay, for our mats and our layers, the first two pieces I'm showing are 3 3/4 by 1 3/4, and those are going to go on the edges of the card. The next pieces are the 2 layer pieces, which are 3 1/2 by 1 1/2. And then you have 2 pieces. These are the 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. One is going to go in the center, and this one is going to go right here. We're going to do that in a second. And then for the center of the card, we have the next piece is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and then the top one is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and those are just going to sit in the middle. Let me move these out of the way so we can work on the other pieces. So like I had mentioned, so this other piece is going to go here, and it's going to go on the 2 outside diamonds, and these gray ones are going to be the triangles that are going to be at the bottom and top of the card. So we're going to have to cut these in half. So let me get my trimmer out. I always find the best way to do this is to use your trimmer. So I'm going to line up the points on my trimmer, and then I'm just going to cut right down through the center of this. And on the pink one, you only need to do this one time. So you should now have your two pieces. And these again are going to sit right here on the card. And now for the gray, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut it in the center, line it up, make sure that your points are exactly even. We're going to cut it, but then we also have to cut these in half. So I'm going to line it up on one of the lines on the scoreboard, still make sure my point is in the center. And then I'm going to slice this right in half. So you're actually making 4 out of each one. Just make sure it's lined up. Just kind of hold it. Now sometimes it's easier to go from the bottom of your trimmer up. For me it is anyway, than to go top down because it seems to snag the paper. Okay, and we're going to do the last one. And then again, cut both of these in half. And again, make sure that that center point is lined up so that it cuts straight through. Okay, and one last one here. And this is a great time to use up those scraps because I know if everybody else is like me, there's a million scraps in your craft room. Okay, so that is all the cutting that we have to do. So let me bring this back over. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of place these just so you can see where they're going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue all these down and I'll be right back. So this is now complete, and this does stand up, and the gray really adds contrast to the card. We are going to decorate this now. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to push on this just to make sure that this is sealed. So I'm going to use Minnie Mouse, and I have stickers from many years ago that actually are still sticky. I'm just going to use my bone folder just to really make sure that she's on there pretty tight. The stickers that I'm using are pretty old, and it came in a big pack, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stick some bows down. Okay, then I found a couple more stickers in there. I'm just going to use these, one on each side. And again, I'm going to use my bone folder and make sure that it's tight. And then one last sticker on this side, and this is going to be Minnie. I know they're very hard to see. And they actually do hide in the card when it's closed. And as we all know, no card is complete without some more embellishment. So I have these self-adhesive dots. They kind of look like pearls, and I'm going to place these on, let's just go with the outside of the card in each corner. I'm not using any additional glue because these are super, super sticky. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. See, that just adds that little bit of extra touch. I actually think I'm going to put just a couple more in the center of the card. I'm going to use the tiny ones. And these are not going to add any height to the card because the bigger ones are at the bottom and you already have the height from the folds of the cards. Perfect. Okay, there you have it. This is a card that I made today. I really like the way it turned out. Here's the example of the other one I had shown you at the beginning of the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. See you next time.